So Dixon settled them nicely. Ruby Crisp in next position, Eliza Lapierre. You see Hayley McGoldrick on the rails, Barker just behind her. To the outside, you've got Vrahovac from Western Athletics, and a bit of an oops there from, that was Kelly McLeod, the Eureka runner, just coming to the outside, trying to get a clear run. So Dixon leads them nicely through in 67 seconds. Crisp, Lapierre, McGoldrick, O'Brien, Barker, McLeod, and Vrahovac in that order. So Dixon continues to lead through, starting to string this field out. Lapierre making a move up towards Crisp and taking McGoldrick with her. McLeod starting to make the big moves in the Eureka colours. She's now gone into 5th position as Lapierre launches into 2nd and goes after Dixon. So Dixon's got about a 5 to 7 metre lead. Lapierre, McGoldrick that's McLeod who's starting to go right through the pack now. We saw her checked early down the home straight on the first lap. But Dixon has led all the way here. She doesn't mind doing that, so she's come into the last 100 metres in the lead. Kelly McLeod, Eliza Lapierre, the two Ballarat runners going head-to-head in 2nd. O'Brien to the outside of them. But it looks like Dixon's got enough here. Time check 2:15 right now. So a good one there for Megan Dixon. It'll be a sub 2:20. Let's see if we can get Lapierre under. Jed's going to be close. O'Brien in 3rd. McLeod will hang on. Then McGoldrick, Barker, Vrahovac and Crisp.
Next event on the track is the event 12, 800 metres D race. Competitors are, and these are their lane numbers: Kai Gillingham, Keyless and Bernards; Tom Langdon, Ivanhoe Harriers; Tom Selwood. We have Camden Hewitson, Yarra Rangers; Kirk Shanahan, Western Athletics; David Gregg, Ivanhoe; Ewan Webber, Box Hill; Jack Coltish, Geelong Guild; and Wilson Fletcher from Mornington. And away clearly in this D race, very well spread out, moving strongly is the Box Hill runner on the outside, Webber, but coming through on the inside, running very, very well is St Kevin's runner there in Selwood. And it looks like Selwood is running very closely attached. The whole field is very, very tightly bunched at this stage. So it looks like Selwood there will pick them up when they sort themselves out a little bit, because there's very little between first and last at this stage. He's setting good pace here, young Selwood, and is really making them work hard to stay up there with him. Now the field's starting to spread out. This early pace is starting to really sort them out, but every runner just about in the field has a very strong position. So coming comfortably here, Selwood's running very, very nicely there. Running behind him is Hewitson, and then we have Shanahan is running very, very well. The two Ivanhoe boys are closer together, and they are Gregg and Langdon. It's still really pouring on the pace. Selwood out front. Hewitson's running very, very well at this stage, tracking him. Shanahan very clearly in 3rd place. So as they move down the back straight, Selwood extending his lead. He's a little over 200 metres left to run in this race. Hewitson hanging on for second place at the moment. Shanahan is trying to pick him up, but really putting it to them now. 150 to go. Selwood's running a beautiful race here. Striding out. Shanahan has now picked it up. He's looking in second place. One of the Ivanhoe boys has moved into third place past Hewitson. That's young Selwood is running a beautiful race here. All the way to the line. Selwood, beautiful running here. Under 2 minutes there. Great run. Shanahan then followed by Langdon. Coming through very strongly then is Coltish. Hewitson followed then by the remainder of the field here, which includes Webber, Gregg. And coming home in next place there is young Fletcher.
That'll kill ya.
Next event on the track, the women's C 800 metres, and we have 8 starters. Station 1 from Ballarat YCW, it's Gracie Lee Egner. Station 2 from Mornington Peninsula, Declan Tanner. Station 4 from Old Scotch, Essendon uniform there, Anna, I think. It's Anna Kasapis. Station 5 from Box Hill, Ruby Ma. Station 6 from Mornington Peninsula, Kiralee Turba. Station 7 from Sandringham, Fania Vijaya Kumar. Station 8 from Collingwood Harriers, Amy Robinson. And Station 10 from Box Hill, Stella Crawford Rust.
On your mark.
So a good mix of ages and event choices here. Anna Kasapis, former Victorian state champion over 800 metres, and it is Anna who is leading the way, taking a lot of the younger girls with her, including Tanner and also Turva. Going with her, let's try and spot that one. It could be Crawford Rust potentially. A little bit of trouble at the back there between Vijay Kumar and also Gracie Lee Egner, as we see Anna Kasapis settling the field beautifully here. So spotting the rest of the field a few years, and she won't mind that. She is a former Victorian champion and now an excellent Masters athlete. Just look at the form of Anna Kasapis coming into the home straight. So Anna's leading it. Ruby Mars in next position. Then we have Turva Robinson, the Victorian cross country representative, in next position. Then Crawford Rust, then Tanner, Vijay Kumar and Egner. With about a 10-metre lead, it is Anna Kasarpas going into the back straight for the last time, into the headwind. Robinson starting to make her move. She won the Dash for Cash here last time at Box Hill in the 1500 metres. So Amy Robinson, the Collingwood runner, now moving into second. So 200 out, Anna Kasarpas. Robinson starting to make or bridge that gap to Kasarpas, who's led all the way. So stepping right down in distance here is Amy Robinson, and we might see a bit of a boil over here. So the Collingwood runner really getting ahead of steam, coming around the bend the last time. So Robinson goes to the front. Kasarpas now in second. Ruby Mar in third, then Turva. Crawford Rust coming home strongly, but time of a bet. Gee, it's going to be a quick one here, well under 2:20. So 2:17 unofficial there. Robinson, Kasarpas, then Mar, Crawford Rust, Turva, Tanner.
Next event on the track, race C, event 14, the 800 metres for men. Competitors are Joshua Tram, Collingwood. Wolfgang Kotronomessi from Collingwood. Connor Lynch, St Kevin's. Andrew Matheson, St Kevin's. Nikolai Georgievich, Mentone. James Hatton, Glen Huntley. Marco Pitisano, Essendon. Benjamin Sherman, Olseverians. Jack Bora, Glen Huntley, and Oscar Mazaraki from Geelong Guild.
On your marks.
Way in this 800 metre race and picking up the pace very quickly. The two St Kevin's runners in Lynch and Matheson in the middle, but also challenging them as the Collingwood runner there running very well is Kotronomessi. So Kotronomessi in front, his teammate from Collingwood just in the middle of the pack there as the runners settle down. Very tightly bunched field again, which is good. So the St Kevin's boys are really running very, very well there, and Lynch and Matheson in behind the leader. Nothing between first and last in this race, everyone in with a chance. So Kotronomessi from Collingwood is running nice, comfortably in front there. Now he's going to be under challenge here, running well as Georgievich, and he's just in behind Matheson. So running very, very well. Kotronomessi, the St Kevin's runner, is Matheson in second place. Georgievich in third place at the moment. Hatton lying fourth. He's now just been passed by the other St Kevin's runner in Lynch. So the two Glen Huntly runners running together in Hatton and Forra. But out front, there's a three-man race on. Still running very, very well. Cotran Amashi. And he's really working very hard to keep this lead. Georgievich is running very, very well, as is Matheson. Now comes the big challenge. So they come off the home turn. What a terrific run here as they're coming down the straight. It's taken the lead. What a great run here from Matheson, Georgievich, and the early leader Matheson coming home strongly was Hatton, followed then by the other St Kevin's runner in Lynch, as the rest of the field coming home in a very, very good race there.
Introducing the field now for the women's B 800 metres. We have 9 starters. Station 1, representing Sandringham, Mia Skerry. Station 2 from Oldsavarians, Monica Clark. Station 3 from Glen Huntly, Claudia Carter. Station 4 from Yarra Rangers, Kiara Flavel. Station 5 from Collingwood Harriers, Lucy Luchford. Station 6 from Mentone Grammar School, Claudia Hollingsworth. Station 7 from Glen Huntly, Sophia Hanlon. Station 8 from Knox, Matisse Lazari. And Station 9 from Athletics Nunawading, Bridget Brammer.
On your mark.
So Flavel's one to watch for in the middle lanes. Also Luchford knows how to win a race. Mon Clark's having a great comeback this season. She's looking very good there in lane 2 as they start to settle. So Luchford in the block with the blonde hair to the outside, but Clark starting to move forward. No paces in this. Claudia Carter also up there, and the heptathlete Mia Skerry looking very comfortable. Her coach will be very pleased. So Luchford leads through the 200. Hollingsworth also there. Mon Clark just sitting on the rails and sitting comfortable. The taller figure of Flavel is right in the middle of the pack. And the heptathlete Skerry just starting to drift back. But Flavel going very wide as they go through down the home straight. So out into lane 2. And Luchford on the rails leading very nicely. One out, one back is Hollingsworth as they go through in 66. Clark on the infield, on the inside. Skerry sitting nicely. Lazari just trying to make her way through. She's got Flavel just to the outside of her. So Hanlon also in a good position just behind a Glen Huntly teammate and sitting in 5th. But Luchford's led all the way at the moment. Clark doing what she can to hang on. Little gap forming then to Hollingsworth, Hanlon and also Carter. Gap then to Skerry. Flavel moving with her. Then we have Brammer and Lazari in next positions. So Luchford has led all the way now, and it's Hollingsworth, the one who starts the launch out, goes after her. Hanlon's gone with them. Clark's starting to go backwards. So Carter and also Hanlon moving nicely. So it's Claudia Hollingsworth who's coming through, the Mentone Grammar girl. So she leads coming into the home straight. Hollingsworth now out. Flavel's moved into a good position. Just to the outside of Luchford and moving into second. Carter coming in for third, but Hollingsworth will stop the clock at about 2:13. Flavel in next, Carter, Luchford, then Brammer, Hanlon, Lazari, Skerry and Clark. So a reminder that the barbecue is cooking if you haven't smelled it already. So pop in and do some business there with the Box Hill Athletic Club, servicing the Milers Club so well. So the barbecue is operational.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now getting into the really big races now. This is the B race, 800 metres men. Competitors are from the inside, Thomas Scroggy from St Kevin's, Nathan Corbett, Mornington Peninsula, Kai Davies also from Mornington Peninsula, Ed Bishop from Old Scotch, Geordie Hoare from Mentone, and Ned Buxton from Frankston.
On your mark.
And away in this B race, and they're really starting to move strongly on the outside. Hoare is running strongly, but coming through very quickly on the inside is Scroggy. And Scroggy may take the lead into the back straight, but they're all running very, very hard and settling themselves down. And there we are. Scroggy's moved back. We've got a couple of placings here where Beisch is also very well placed. And they're really moving very quickly now. 200 metre mark down the back straight. So the field's settled very, very nicely. So Hoare is very well placed at the moment, running very, very strongly up front. So he's really pushing them along. So it's Hoare running very, very well in front of Burton. Hoare, Burton, followed then by Corbett on the inside. His teammate well placed in Davies. And the Old Scotch runner, Beischer. But it's Hoare from Burton as they move into the back straight, 300 to go. Now starting to make a move. And we've got the St Kevin's runners. That's Scroggy going out on the end, and coming through is the Old Scotch runner in Beischer. Now Beischer's going to be the challenger to the St Kevin's runner. Hoare has dropped back. So running very, very strongly here. It's a two-man race. No, they're going to be joined by a third runner there. So down the straight. Really strong run here. Beischer's starting to make the move on the outside. So Beischer's shot to the front there. He's gone past Scroggy and coming home very well at the very end is Corbett. Followed by Hoare. Coming in next is the last two runners, which includes Burton.
So we now move to one of our premier events for the night, which is the women's A 800 metres. In Station 1, we welcome back from Tasmania, Nicole Perry. Station 2 from Glen Huntly, Sophie O'Sullivan. In Station 4 from Box Hill, Georgia Griffith. Station 5, representing Western Athletics, Morgan Mitchell. In Station 7 from South Melbourne Athletic Club, Gigi McAnini. And our pacer tonight from Maccabi Athletic Club, Shani Landon.
On your mark.
So we're looking at about a 59.60 opening lap. Conditions not ideal tonight. The wind's still blustery. Let's see what Landon can do. As we know, Morgan Mitchell doesn't mind getting to the front herself. And let's see if Landon can just slip across and in front. Georgia Griffith going with them. Also, we have McAnini, and then O'Sullivan and Perry in next position. Landon takes up the running. Mitchell in next position. Griffith, McAnini running very bravely, tacks on to the back of the lead group of 4. Gap then to O'Sullivan and Perry, just starting to bridge that gap. So Landon aiming around the 59 to 60 second mark to set the girls up. Looking comfortable. Off to New Zealand this weekend for a bit of racing. So Shani Landing stepping beautifully into the pacer's job here with Griffith and Morgan Mitchell, the recipients of a beautifully paced run here. 59.60, right on the mark. McAnini still there and looking comfortable. O'Sullivan and Perry having their own duel at the rear of the field. Landon still going. She's going to take him through to 500. Griffith in next position. Starts to take the running now as Landon peels off. So it's Griffith, Mitchell, McAnini still there down the back straight. Perry in next position. So the lead really starting to stretch there for Georgia Griffith. She's out by about 4 metres over Mitchell. McAnini just starting to feel the pressure now, 200 out. Look at the stride pattern of Georgia Griffith. This is a real display of 800 metre running. As the girl from Box Hill really starts to wind it up into the home straight now. Mitchell and McAnini next on the track. Perry coming through beautifully, and then O'Sullivan, but it's all Georgia Griffith here. Time check, 1:57. This is going to be a big run here on a blustery night. So 2:01, 2:02 there for Griffith. Morgan Mitchell, she'll come through in second position. Good run there, McAnini. Perry held on beautifully. She'll be just on the 2:11 mark, and O'Sullivan will round it out in around 2:14. So once again, strong running from the Box Hill girl there. Georgia Griffith taking this out. Well paced by Landon. So good opening salvo here for a few of the girls as they look towards the Open Championships at the tail end of this season. Looking at the incentive scheme, we think Georgia Griffith's cleaned up again here. That's probably given her about a $250 prize pool there from the Victorian Milers Club incentive scheme. Let's see if the boys can replicate that. Time now for the men's A 800 metres, and we have 8 starters. In Station 1, representing Deakin, Jacob Reed. Station 2, from St Kevin's, Jack Lunn. Station 3, we welcome from Western Australia, Luke Shaw. Station 4, from Melbourne University, Isaac Hockey. Station 5, from the Knox Athletic Club, it's James Hansen. Station 6, from St Kevin's, Felix Lonergan. Station 7 from Mornington Mutual Athletic Club, Jake Stevens. Station 8 from Glen Huntly, Adam Spencer. And our pacer, Tony Crawford.
On your marks.
So looking about a 53 opening lap here. That's Crawford's job tonight. Lunn moving beautifully. Shaw in the yellow coming through in the mid stages, in the middle of the field, with Isaac Hockey to the outside of him. Crawford's got a slight gap here. He's got to let the boys get back in contact, and it's Shaw who's making the running. Hockey to the outside of him, and it's the head-banded Stevens to the outside again. So lots of moves already in this race. Looks like Hansen's moving his way through beautifully in the UTAS uniform there. So Crawford's got too much of a gap over Hockey at the moment. Crawford leading it. Hockey, Hansen, then Shaw. Wynn just easing perfectly for this men's A at the moment. As we look at the time check, it's 51, 52, 53. So Crawford does his job. Hockey takes the lead. Hansen, Shaw, then Lunn, Stevens, Spencer, then Lonergan and Reid in that order. 300 out, it's still Isaac Hockey leading the way. Shaw the one making a move, but Jack Lunn is definitely one to watch. Shaw now starting to wind up and go alongside Hansen. It's Hockey out by about 7 to 8 metres over Shaw. Lunn going with that group of three. Gap then to Stevens, then Reid, Lonergan and Spencer. So rounding the bend the last time, Isaac Hockey still leads. I'm not sure if anyone's going to launch out of the next pack. It could be Lunn, it could be Shaw, it could be Hansen on the inside. So Hockey's still leading it by a few metres. I think he'll take this out. It'll be Hockey taking it. Lunn will be in next position, then Hansen, Shaw, Reid will come through. Then we've got Lonergan, Stevens and Spencer will round out the field in the men's A 800 metres. Yeah, we reckon there's some incentive money going in that one too. So Isaac Hockey might be the recipient of about 125, we think, based on the manual times. And we will wait and see what the others have done according to the electronic timing. But even though it's not an ideal night, some great 800 metre running in the A races there. As we now have a bit of a gap in the program to set up for the 1500s. Can we have Paul Davidson down to the track side, please? Paul Davidson. Now, another reminder, we've got the Box Hill Classic here next Thursday night, so make sure you do get your entries in. Should be another great night here at Hagenauer Reserve. So the Box Hill Classic on the 30th of January. We've also got a special announcement regarding a memorial service for Graham Crouch, the famous son of Box Hill. So that memorial service will take place here on the 20th of February at 4:30 p.m. So that will be honouring Graham from the Box Hill Athletic Club, and will take place here at the track to commemorate the life and deeds of the great Graham Crouch, who passed away sadly in December. In the gap, what we'd like to now do is make a formal acknowledgement of one of the founders of the Milers Club and an iconic figure in Australian athletics. He is the chief statistician for Athletics Australia. He works tirelessly. He has been a selector for us, Athletics Australia over the years as well. But what we're recognising tonight is the contribution of Paul Jeans to the Victorian Milers Club since its inception in 2005. So on behalf of the club, Paul Davidson's going to make a presentation to Jeansy in recognition of that great contribution over many, many years. Thank you so much, Paul. Jeansy is about to do a lap of honour, if his hips allow him.
I think it's the only reason I probably like it is because I read my head. someone that hard.
So official placings from the women's A 800 metres. In first place, Georgia Griffith, Box Hill, 2:02.49. In second, in 2:08.34, Morgan Mitchell. In third place, 2:09.46, Gigi McEnany. In fourth place, Nicole Perry, Tasmania, 2:11.35 and 2:14.74 for Sophie O'Sullivan. A 800. In first place, Isaac Hockey, who ran 1:48.91. In second, we have in 1:49.53, Jack Clun. In third, it was in 1:49.86, James Hansen. In fourth, in 1:50.13, Luke Shaw. In fifth place, 1:51.60, it's Jacob Reed. Sorry, 1:51.98 was Jacob Reed in fifth. In sixth position, in 1:54.06 is Felix Lonergan. In seventh, in 1:55.48 is Jake Stevens from Mornington Peninsula. And Adam Spencer from Glen Huntly was 1:57.60. And just a reminder that all results are coming through on Results Hub. So check out Results Hub via Athletics Victoria to get the live updates on all results tonight here at Milers Club. We now move to the men's A 1500 metres, and we have 15 starters. In Station 2 from New South Wales, Guy Walters. Station 3 from Old Zavarians, Matthew Clark. Station 4 from South Australia, we welcome Max Stevens. Station 5, we welcome from Queensland, Max Whiteoak. In Station 6 from St Kevin's, it's Sam McEntee. Station 7 from Diamond Valley, Jared Clifford. Station 8 from St Kevin's, Peter Boll. Station 9 from St Kevin's, Joseph Deng. Station 10 from New South Wales, Joshua Johnson. Station 11 from Western Athletics, Liam Cashin. Station 12 also from Western Athletics, Cody Shanahan. Station 13 from Athletics Chilwell, Grant Muir. Station 14 from New South Wales, we welcome Luke Young. Station 15 from St Kevin's, Ben Moynihan. And Station 16 also from St Kevin's, Stephen Nucky. Our pacer, Alex Beddoes. So Beddoes, the Cook Islands representative in the 800 metres. He sets off at a nice pace. Still blustery down the back straight here, which they'll face 4 times over the 1500 metre journey. So Beddoes has got them out to a nice clean start. So Luke Young just sliding in nicely into that second position. Beddoes out by about 2 metres at the moment, but the pace solid. The pack still together. No moves. They're playing the patient game at the moment, just rolling around on good lap pace. But Beddoes still leads it. So we're sitting nicely around the 3:45. Probably slipped over that though. Bowles in next position. Then Johnson. Nucky's looking good. Clark to the outside. So Bowles the man who's now taken the lead on the track as they go through. Probably a little bit slow there. About 2:04 going through, but we do know it's a blustery night, and I anticipate there might be a bit of a kick down here as we see Deng, the next man, to make a bit of a move. So Boll, Johnson. Young on the inside. Deng just starting to move back. Clark in the middle of the field. Nucky with him. Then Muir's starting to make a bit of a move in the middle stages of the event. Still a well bunched together field here. Field of 15. Jared Clifford just going to the outside there, trying to take his chances. As we see, it is Peter Boll. As they go through the bell, probably not as quick as we'd anticipate at this race, but we will see a nice kick down, and Matt Clark is looking very solid there in third position. But G. Boll is looking strong, just striding beautifully, has a peek around his shoulder. Clark moves into second position. So it's Boll, Clark, Johnson. Looks like McEntee's moving into the next position. Shanahan's with him. Jared Clifford right there, then Young. So Peter Boll doing it as he pleases. Another poke around the shoulder to see the figure of Matty Clark about 10 metres behind. So into the home straight. Gets a nice little tail breeze, and it's all Peter Boll here. He'll take this out quite comfortably. Probably won't challenge the bonus pools too heavily here, but Peter Boll's going to take it out. He'll take the win. About 3:46, Clark, then McEntee. Nucky came through strongly. Young, Johnson, then we had Clifford. So next event on the track is the women's A 1500 metres, and we have 13 starters in Station 1 from Doncaster, Abby Caldwell. Station 2, we welcome from Western Australia, Bernadette Williams. Station 3 from Melbourne University, Katrina Anderson. Station 4, we welcome from South Australia, Sarah Eckel. Station 5 from Deakin, Esther Kean. Station 7 from Mentone, Amy Bunnage. Station 8 from Melbourne University, Madeline Hills. Station 9 from Melbourne University, Stella Radford. Station 10, representing Frankston, Gemma Maney. Station 11, we welcome from South Australia, Caitlin Adams. And Station 12 from Williamstown, Lucinda Rourke. Station 15 from Doncaster, Connor Gist. And Station 14 from Deakin, Brigitte Humphrey. So pacemaker in this event will be the Australian 800 metre record holder, Katrina Bissett. And that's what's happening right now as we see them just settle into pace. Bissett having a look at the watch, 100 metres down the stretch as the field starts to line up behind her. And that could be, maybe that's Bunnage, the one who's taking advantage of the early pace. We'll get a fix on them as they come through. Lights starting to just go down a little bit. Lights are on here at Box Hill. It's Katrina Bissett. First time we've seen her stepping out at Milers Club. So that is Bunnage in the next position now. Adams takes her place. Abby Caldwell also up in the mix at the moment. So here's the team tempo runner there, Caitlin Adams, Australian representative, World Universities, looking very strong. And gee, they are starting to bridge, or sort of put a bit of distance over the field. We'd expect Eckel should be up there as well, the South Australian. Williams starting to make her move through. Rourke sitting nicely in the middle of the pack there. So Adams has latched on to Bissett. We're expecting a pace time of around 4:14. So Adams got good range through the 1500 up to the 510, also cross country. And she's enjoying this little ride. She's getting along here with Kat Bissett as Bissett goes through in the 99 number. So Williams, also Eckel now starting to make her move. Great to see Maddie Hills back out on the track as well. 1500 metres at the lower end of her range. But Hills looking very strong in that next pack of three. So going through the 200 now at about 22.16, so 68s. So setting up a good pace here. So Williams, Eckel, Hills in next position. And then we've got Caldwell. Rourke is with her. I can see Anderson in that pack as well. Gist at the rear end of that pack. And then we have Maney, and I think that might be Bunnage at the rear of the field. But Adams is now out on her own by about 25 metres to her teammate Eckel, both in the fluoro colours of Team Tempo from South Australia under the guidance of Adam Diddick. So Adams coming down. She'll get the bell. We are going to hopefully see a PB here for Caitlin Adams. She's looking in a good form going through in about 3:09. Eckel in next position. She's about 3 seconds behind. Then Williams. Hills are starting to wind it up. Caldwell. Then we've got Kean. Also Rourke starting to make her move. Radford, Gist, Anderson, Bunnage and Maney. And then Humphrey. But it's all Caitlin Adams. I can't see Eckel running this one down. This is an impressive lead. She is starting to really move away. That gap's out to now over 20 metres. So 200 out, Caitlin Adams from South Australia. Eckel, South Australia in second. Hills has made the move into third position ahead of Williams. Rourke now cleanly in the next position with Radford. That's Anderson potentially. No, Radford chasing. So Caitlin Adams comes around for the last stretch into the last 100 metres. Time check 4:02. PB around the 4:20 mark. So we're going to see a good run here from Caitlin Adams taking out this women's A 1,500 metres here tonight at Milers Club number 3. Let's get behind the South Australian. It's going to be running about 4:16 unofficially, and she looks like she is as fresh as a daisy. So great run. Eckel will come through in about 4:23. Hills will be happy with that. Third position, Williams in next, then Rourke will be just under the 4:30 mark. Kean, Gist, Radford. Then we have Caldwell, Bunnage. Maney will come through for next position. Humphrey and Anderson. Can we have a bit of clearance around the start line, please, so that our officials can see the start from the judges' stand? So the group around the start line, please clear yourselves away. Thank you. All right, next event will be the men's B 1500, a full field of 16. Station 1, we welcome from South Australia, Daniel Canella. Station 2 from Box Hill, also South Australia, Adrian Potter. Station 3 from Casey Gdynia, Lachlan Hurd. Station 4 from St Kevin's, Joshua Collins. Station 5, we welcome from Queensland, Kai Robinson. Station 6 from Athletics Essendon, Aidan Roberts. Station 7 from Doncaster, Joshua Maisie. Station 8 from St Kevin's, Luca De Conza. Station 9 from Melbourne University, Sam Williams. Station 10 from Glen Huntly, Daniel Hamilton. Station 11 from Old Scotch, Harrison Carr. Station 12 from New South Wales, we welcome Connor Stevenson. Station 13 from Box Hill, Nicholas Baggett. Station 14 from St Stephen's, Kang Yoak. Station 15 from Western Athletics, Matthew Hussey. And Station 16 from New South Wales, we welcome Callum Lang. So expectations of fast times in this B heat as we see our pacer, and I think that's Baisha leading the way. So Ed Beischer, after doing his 800, is stepping into this field to help out a few mates, aiming at around the 60-second laps. So let's see what they can do. As we saw in the A race, that was relatively hard to achieve, but the pace is certainly looking solid as Beischer gets them through the first 200 metres. So Hussey assert himself towards the front of the field. Joshua Collins right there. Then we have Hurd. Kang Nyoak just giving Hurd a little bit of a shove. Baggett to the outside of him. Roberts just lurking at the rear of the field. Harrison Carr, Maisie towards the end as well. So probably about a 62 going through. Beischer still looking pretty strong here. Joshua Collins in second position, but now being challenged as Beischer moves off after 500 metres. So the race is now on, no paces, just races out there at the moment. So it looks like it might be Hurd leading the way. So Lachlan Hurd taking up the duties out front of this pack. You can see the tall figure of Hamilton looming. Hussey in a good position. Kai Robinson, the Queenslander, just moving to the outside, trying to get good position. So Hurd got the pace just settled. Certainly won't be the pace they expected, but they're going to go through in about 2:04, I'd say that is. So they're running 62s. So Robinson looking good. Nyoak sort of stuck in the middle of the bunch on the rail. Hasn't really been sighted so far on this journey. Canella starting to move his way through. So Joshua Collins, he's right up there. Hurd just drifting back through. Hussey also. But we won't write Matt Hussey off, as we've seen so many times here at Milers Club. So the pack's really starting to form. Quite a few of the interstaters now. Sam Williams takes the lead. Robinson's up there. Potter starting to make his move. Aiden Roberts looking very good. Dan Canala on the inside. Now Nyoak gets a little bit of clear space and moves wide. So Williams, he's leading it. Potter in good position. Canala starting to move, and a very good move from Dan Canala, and Potter going with him. The two South Australians now 1-2. So Canala, he really puts it down. Robinson also up there. Gee, you can't give up on Joshua Collins, though. He's latched on into fourth position there. Doesn't look the smoothest mover, but he is going. Nyoak's now starting to make his move. Then Hamilton. Hussey coming home strong, but it's probably got too much to do from there. Nyoak goes wide. It is on. Canala's leading it from Potter. The two South Australians will probably take this. I think the Queenslanders in third. Then Nyoak will come through for fourth. 3:51's the time. So Collins held on. Hussey came strongly through. And then Hamilton. So unofficially 3:51 there. Dan Canala will take out the men's B, 1,500 metres. Just another reminder to those on the inside of the track near the start line, we do need clearance of vision for the officials doing the timekeeping. So please keep the inside of the track clear around the start line. Men's C, 1500 on the line. There are 15 starters. Station 1 from New South Wales, we welcome Charles Doherty. Station 2, we welcome from South Australia, Max Sperling. Station 3 from Box Hill, it's Darcy Pound. Station 4 from Keyless and Berners, Patrick Matthews. Station 5 from New South Wales, we welcome Jesse Maxwell. Station 6 from St Kevin's, Tristan Day. Station 7 from Old Zaverians, Angus Dalton. Station 8 from Doncaster, Alistair Christie. Station 9 from Mornington Peninsula, Callan Goldsmith. Station 10 from Box Hill, Douglas Buckridge. Station 11 from Yarra Rangers, Harry Norman. Station 12 from Knox Athletic Club, William Collins. Station 13, we welcome from Queensland, Lachlan Fox. Station 14 from Old Scotch, Tom Bowers. And in Station 16 from St Kevin's, Jonathan Guzman. I think we might have a pacemaker in here, and that could be Max Stevens from Team Tempo in the fluoro yellow, or yellow-green. So Stevens settles them nicely here. Top seeds in this one are around the 3:55 mark. So it is a very deep C race here tonight at Milers Club. You see Stevens starting to get into stride. I think it's one of our New South Wales, sorry, one of our visitors in next position. It's actually Harry Norman leading the way. So just checking the time. Actually, this is going to be a very fast opening lap. They're sub 60. So potentially the fastest opening lap of the night so far in the C race. Hence why they are strung out right down that back straight in this men's event. So Stevens leading it. I don't believe the next, I think that's another pacer because there's no bib number and certainly no hip number. So Stevens now out by about 5 to 7 metres over Norman. So just putting the brakes on slightly here as they start to catch up. And that's Max Sperling in next position. Charles Doherty starting to make his move. To the outside there, we have the Doncaster runner, and that was Christie. So Stevens is going a fair way here. And he's now out, so the race is on. I think Christie's starting to make a bit of a move. Sperling in the blue. Doherty's in the red. Darcy Pound just lurking there. So is Will Collins. So a lot of guys just getting themselves in position. This will be a pretty fast last lap. I think we're going to see quite a few sub-4s in this one as they go through the clock now, just ticking over the 250 mark. Big kick down expected here. So it's Christie leading. Pound starting to make his move. Angus Dalton also up there. Collins starting to go around the outside. And what a move from Guzman. So it is on. It's going to be a big finish here in this C race. Lots of interest in some of these performances here. So 3:55 thereabouts are some of the better times. We see Pound just looking impressive out front. Christie going with him. Collins in next position. I like what I see from Guzman. He was sitting at the rear of the field, unlike last time at Milers Club. He had to do all the work in midfield there. Collins starting to go backwards. Pound still looks very impressive out front though. Gap then through to Angus Dalton from Old Zaverians. So Pound really powering away with this one. This is impressing the Milers Club committee no end as we see the clock ticking now to 3:48. So he's going to come through at around the 3:55 mark, so he'll be pretty happy with that. So 54-55, Darcy Pound tasted. Christie in second, then Dalton. Buckridge gets the sub-4, and Doug Buckridge is a happy boy. Goldsmith coming through. So a decent run there in our C race. Hopefully a few PBs, certainly a few barriers broken, like Doug Buckridge getting his first sub-4 here on his home track at Box Hill. $14 starters in our next race, which is the women's B 1500 metres. In station 2 from Essendon, it's Lauren Connell. Station 3 from Box Hill, Jessie Muirden. Station 4 from Mentone, Kelsey Vickery. Station 6 from Glen Huntley, Emma Hogan. Station 7 from Yarra Rangers, Indigo Lind. Station 8 from Coburg Harriers, Neve Tabbott. Station 9 from New South Wales, we welcome Davina Smith. Station 10 from Athletics Essendon, Amy Youngfer. In Station 11 from Deakin, Isabel Girardi. Station 12 from Box Hill, Ashley Tragus. Station 13 from St Kevin's, Brady Hill. Station 14 from Glen Huntley, Rebecca Beagley. Station 15 from Keilor St Bernard, Stephanie Condigonis. And in Station 16 from Doncaster, Melissa Nivu. And I think that's Caitlin Adams jumping in. Means she gets a freebie next time she's at Milers Club, which is nice. All the pacers do get that. So Adams, great win, but gee, don't go too quick, Caitlin. You're doing the B race here. So let them settle in behind you. Feel those bodies. So we'll get a feel for who is leading the race, as Adams just needs to just ease it back slightly to get them onto the back of her. So Caitlin Adams leading the way. It's Davina Smith in that next position. We've also got Vickery, Tabbott. Also up there, Emma Hogan. So Adams out by about 3 to 4 metres over Smith. Vickery looking good. Jessie Muirden sitting midfield there. Condigonis not far behind her. So they've gone through at a reasonably good pace here for the B race. Let's see if we can get a few of these girls under that magical 440, which qualifies them for the national championships. So Smith in clear space here now. She's got a couple of metres over Vickery. Tabbott in next position, then Hogan. So Adams has started to pull out to the outer lanes. She's done that lead job there. So that leaves our New South Wales visitor, Davina Smith. So Smith out by about 10 metres to Vickery. It's a big bunch behind. Ashley Tragus there. Connell starting to move through. Condigonis, Hogan. Then we have got Muirden. Nice bunch behind that, including Nivu. You can see Beck Beagley just pouncing at the back there, ready to make her move. Indigo Lind there as well. So Smith looking good. About just under the 2:30 mark going through the 800 metres. Connell looking strong. Condigonis in there with her. Hogan still there. So is Muden. Tabbitt in the middle of that bunch. But Connell looking quite strong as he starts to go to the side of and goes past Vickery. So Connell moving into that second position, but Smith still leads it. It's going to be a solo run over the last 400 if she can hold it together. So let's get behind the girl from New South Wales as she comes through to get the welcome sound of the bell. So Smith leading. Connell, Tragus, Condigonis, Vickery, Tabbitt, Beagley moving well. Muden's with her, then Hogan, then Nebu. Then we have Jungfer, Bridie Hill, Indigo Lind, Girardi. The gap out front starting to get a little bit closer though. The girl who's done all the work probably going to be challenged, and Lauren Connell could be one of the girls to make that move. $200 out. Smith about to be challenged by Connell. Tragus in next position, then Condigonis. Tabbitt starting to wind up. And here comes the passing move. What's Smith got? Has she got something to answer this? She's done a lot of work out front, but Lauren Connell looking supremely strong into the last 100 metres. Time check now, it's still sub 4:30. Let's see if we can get the girls under that 4:40 mark. So Lauren Connell got the support here from the training squad getting right behind her. She'll get the national qualifier. So Connell leads it. Tragus next. Neve Tabbitt just to the outside there of our early leader Smith. Then Muden, Condigonis, Vickery, Beagley. Then we have Hogan, Nevu. Also Bridie Hill. Jungfer finishes. Indigo Lind will be next one through, and Izzy Girardi will round out the field here in the women's B 1500 metres, taken out strongly by Lauren Connell. Event 24, the men's D, 1500 metres. We have in Station 1, we welcome from the Australian Capital Territory, Callum Burns. In Station 2, from Sandringham, William Garbelotto. Station 3, from St Stephen's Harriers, Aidan de Boisson. Station 4, from Box Hill, Durham Diol. Station 5, from Mentone, Michael Kernahan. Station 6, from Keilor St Bernard's, Jacob Bell. Station 7, from the Victorian Cross Country League, Oscar Robinson. Station 8 from Doncaster, John Portwood. Station 10 from Essendon, it's Lachlan Addard. Station 11 from Glen Huntly, Jason Clayton. Station 12, also from Glen Huntly, Tom McFarlane. Station 13 from Knox, Seth O'Donnell. Station 14 from Doncaster, Caleb Sin. And Station 15 from St Kevin's, Harry Bowen. So once again, we can see the team tempo boys and girls getting out and doing their pacing jobs. And let's see who that is leading the way. That could be Canala, I think. But certainly setting this men's D up. Top seeds here. There's no one, according to the seed list, that's broken 4 minutes. So let's see if they can wander around. I think it's around 67s required to do just that. So that could be Maddie Clark, I think. Trying to fool me with a change of singlet there. He's into the team tempo. So Clark is leading out. Seth O'Donnell just sticking right behind them. Apparently one to watch. Durham Diol also up there. There's the pacemakers. Clark is doing a great job. O'Donnell looking very comfortable. Jason Clayton, next one through. Garbelotto, smaller figure in the Sandringham uniform in next position. Harry Bowen, also up there. So pace just rolling along beautifully, exactly what they need in this D race. Be great to see a few sub-4s out of this group. There's Clark doing the solo job now on the pacing. So thanks again to Team Tempo doing their bit here for Victorian Athletics. You see Clark, O'Donnell, Clayton in next position, then Diol, Garbelotto. Bowen is up there. Michael Kernahan just starting to make his moves through the midfield. Oscar Robinson there in the VCCL red and blue. Big move there. Looks like it's one of the Doncaster boys. That could be Caleb Sin. As we see the pacer is now out, and we have a race in 2 out front. Seth O'Donnell, new to the sport, first proper race, and he leads the men's D 1500 metres. Jason Clayton right with him, an experienced racer, and this will be on as they come through to get the bell. So beautiful form here from our 2 leaders, then the bunch chasers. So O'Donnell 257. I think we're going to see a sub-4 from the top 2 here. They'll close in sub-60. O'Donnell putting it down to Clayton, but Clayton is answering everything. Durham Diol still looking good with Garbelotto. And then we have the other Glen Huntley runner there in McFarlane. So Sin starting to drift backwards, but out front it is a great race. This is going to push them both well under that 4-minute mark. So O'Donnell has led since the pace has dropped. You've got Clayton just going hammer and tongs with him. What an entertaining race this is going to be. McFarlane now drifts into the next position. Garbelotto going with him, and then Diol. But around the bend the last time, it is on. Nothing's really changed. Let's get behind these 2. What an exciting race this is. The brand new runner in Seth O'Donnell. And we are seeing Clayton challenge, but O'Donnell's putting it down. This is going to be one hell of a race, one hell of a finish. And I think O'Donnell will take it. 3:57. Great racing, Seth. Great racing, Jason. McFarlane comes in at 4:03. Garbelotto. Then we've got Callum Burns, Robinson. Good finish there from Duboisson. Diol, Kernahan, Portwood, Sin, Addard. So we now move to the E heat of the men's 1500, event number 25, and there are 15 starters. In Station 1 from Frankston, Bailey Morrell. Station 2 from Box Hill, Joshua McLeod. Station 3 from Doncaster, Luke Sin. Station 4 from Casey Gardenia, Tyler Denby. Station 5 from Knox, it's Jai Hadfield. Station 6 from Box Hill, Kieran Hess. Station 7 from Old Scotch, Ben Bosher. Station 8 from Deakin, it's Archibald Lawrence. Station 9 from Williamstown, Bailey Camillo. Station 10 from Glen Huntley, Jack Hynam. Station 11 from John Guild, Zach Norton. Station 12 from Eureka, Jordan Mayston. Station 14 from Western Athletics, Ethan McMenemy. Station 15 from Knox, it's a Reece Sadfield. And Station 16 from Glen Huntley, Reuben Howard. So it looks like we've got a pacer back into this one again, which is good to see. We'll look at guys like Josh McLeod to be right up there. Kieran Hess also in the field. So the men's E, after the excitement of that D race, let's see what the E boys can produce. Looks like they're being well paced at the moment. So it looks like we've got two paces in this one. Mayston is leading the way on the track. You've also got Tyler Denby. Bice is also up there. So fairly well packed still this field. They're stretching slightly, but the pace is very honest for the E 1500 metres. They're going through in about 62, 63. So they're actually setting up a sub 4 minute pace here, which is great to see. But the pace is just starting to really stretch them out now. I think Denboer is first on the track. Then we have Baisha, Mayston. Then it's one of the Hadfields. Could be two of the Hadfields. There's a few of them out there. So the Pacers have got a bit of a break here on the field. Just starting to ease it off. Looks like Hurd leading the way. He's got one of his teammates there from Casey Gardenia, so he's vested in this event to get Denboer around for a good time. Josh McLeod sitting beautifully there. Reece Hadfield up in the business end of the field at the moment as well. You can spot one of the Western A's uniforms, and I think that's McMenemy. He's had a great season as well this year. To the outside of him is Camillo from Williamstown. Just behind him, we've got a Glen Huntley uniform, and that would be Hynam. So Lockie Hurd just leading the way. Looks like Jordan Mayston might have his time out the front once again. He led early, and he has taken the lead as they go through. That would be 600 metres out. So approaching the 1 kilometre mark now. Geordie Mayston in the Eureka colours. Going through the 1K, just over the 2:47 mark, I'd say. So Hurd still leading it, looking quite comfortable. So Bailey Morrell also up there. But it's Jai Hadfield makes the big move. McLeod, I expect, will go with him. So Mason's still leading it. Hurd's still in the field. Jai Hadfield leading the next pack through, which I think includes Bailey Morrell. But gee, Camillo looks great as well. Then McMenemy in that next pack. But it's on again. It's an exciting race here. Let's get behind these boys. They've really put it out there, well paced early. And it's Mayston leading the way. Could that be Reece Hadfield coming through? It's really hard to say. I think it might be McLeod, actually. That's probably the Box Hill colours. So he's the top seed coming through. So good racing here. Let's get behind him. So it is Josh McLeod who'll take it. Good run there from McMenemy. He'll be next through. 4:05's the time. Then we got Morrell, Camillo, Good run there from Mason, did a lot of the hard work. Hadfield was through, then Baisha. Hadfield. Reminder that all the results are up on the AV Results Hub. Live results going up straight through from the photo finish once they are done and dusted up there. So keep checking in on Results Hub. We'll have printed results up on the website later this evening. And another reminder, next week, same time, same place, Box Hill Classic. Make sure you get yourselves in for another great night of athletics here at the Box Hill Athletic Club, Hagenauer Reserve. A full field of 16 facing the starter here in the women's C 1500 metres, and they are in Station 1 from Essendon, Alison Rogers. Station 2 from Sandringham, Sophie Bolmat. Station 3 we welcome from South Australia, Annabelle Kitto. Station 4 from the Yarra Rangers, Zoe Sibley. Station 5 from South Melbourne, Saskia Lloyd. Station 6 from Box Hill, Brianna Cole. Station 7 from Essendon, Emily Mitsis. Station 8, we have Noah Sarup. Station 9 from Western A's, it is Mia White. Station 10 from Box Hill, Sophie Westcott. Station 11 from Knox, Olivia Weston. Station 12 also from Knox, Jessica Day. Station 13 from Sandringham, Louisa Lazar. Station 14 from Coburg Harriers, Amira Tabbitt. Station 15 from Mentone, Amelia Ballaville. And Station 16 from Yarra Rangers, Mia Strudley. So it looks like Mitsis, who's our top seed, starting to work her way towards the front. I reckon that might be a pacemaker. We'll spot them as they come out of the shadows into the home straight. As the pace is pretty good and it's on, and Mitsis is definitely looking good in that second position. She is our top seed, 450. So let's see how many of the girls we can get into those 440s, if not under. So our leader in the Mentone strip, that is Ballaville, Mitsis, Sarup. We then have Kitto, the South Australian. So Sarup will remember from the last meeting here at Box Hill, had a very entertaining battle. She's leading that second pack at the moment with Kitto just on her heels. There's Amelia Ballaville and Emily Mitsis clear out in front. Relatively good early pace too through that 400 metres, as we see Kitto making the first move to try and bridge that gap. Not much changing out front at the moment. Ballaville happy to lead the way. Mitsis probably very happy to be in the slipstream. I think the chase pack led by Kitto is starting to bridge that gap, and we might have quite an enlarged pack as they come through to get 2 laps to go. So Ballaville, Mitsis, Kitto. We've also got Westcott, Tabbitt starting to make a move. Lazar is up there. Brianna Kroll also moving nicely. So no change in the lead. So Kiddo just got about a 2 to 3 metre gap to bridge to get onto Mitsis, who's right on the heels of Belleville, the early leader, as they go through 800 in about 2:31. So setting up a reasonable pace here. If the girls can maintain this, they are going to be close to that 4:40 mark. And the front two definitely are moving nicely. The next pack moving together as one, but the gap now out to about 5 metres. So that could be Tabbitt making the move out of the pack, trying to chase down the leaders. It's Belleville's led all the way so far, hitting the 1 kilometre mark in the 3:14. Mitsis still moving well. And the chase pack, it is a big chase pack. It's like the Melbourne Cup field coming at you, and Annabelle Kiddo is the one who's starting to just stride out and try and bridge that gap. So 1 lap to go. Mitsis takes the lead for the first time. Belleville still sitting second. But Belleville's not making it easy for her, and then takes the lead again. So Mitsis stuck on the outside round the bend, and that's serving it up to Annabelle Kiddo, who's starting to really wind it up. Tabbitt in next position. So the moves come from Kiddo here. She has bridged the gap. Mitsis has taken the lead again. Belleville in second, no third, as Kiddo makes the move down the back straight. She sat back beautifully in the second pack, but Mitsis won't be dropped easily. We've seen that all the night through, or the race through, and Belleville goes again. Wow, it's all happening out front here as Annabelle Kiddo's got 2 metres over Belleville, another metre back to Mitsis. I think Tabbitt's still sitting in that next position and are ready to go. So Kiddo making the trip across from Adelaide is going to make it worthwhile. Let's see if she can hold off the competitors, but they're coming at her again. It is on. What a great race, this women's C1500. Annabelle Kiddo leads it, but Belleville, the early leaders, coming over the top. She'll take it. Belleville, then Tabbitt. Mitsis, I think, for 4th. Wow, that was a great race. Sophie Westcott's through. Also, we've got Weston. Saskia Lloyd's through. So Rogers doing battle here. Ali Rogers and Sophie Bolmap, they'll round out the field there in the women's C 1500 metres.
Good run.
15 starters on the line now for the men's F 1500 metres. Station 1 from Mentone, Xavier Johnson. And 2 from Box Hill, Lachlan Bowman. And Station 3 from Knox, Spencer Storen. Station 4 from Melbourne University, Samuel Foster. Station 5 from Frankston, Peter Dutton. Station 6 from Old Melburnians, Alexander Angus. Station 7 from Ringwood, Scott Benedict. Station 8 from Diamond Valley, Caden Murray. Station 9 from St Kevin's, Callum Day. Station 10 from Box Hill, Jack Armstrong. Station 12 from Box Hill, Zach Hunter. Station 13 from Bendigo University, Matthew Buckle. Station 14 from Box Hill, Jack McLean. Station 15 from Western Athletics, Robert Whites. And Station 16 from Knox, Ashton McDonald. So it's a rapid start out the front here in this F1500 metres. Our top seeds are around the 4:10 mark. That includes Hunter, also Alexander Angus from Old Melburnians, Callum Day St Kevin's, also Jack Armstrong Box Hill. So they're ones to watch as we start to settle the pace here in this men's F1500 event number 27. So Zach Hunter leads the way. It's a Box Hill trifecta out front. Xavier Johnson from Mentone trying to get in amongst the action. Caden Murray being pushed wide there. I think that's Day right next to him. So rounding through the first 400, 66. The pace is solid. No pacemakers in this one. But that's not stopping a very solid early pace here, courtesy of the Box Hill boys and Zach Hunter. So the wind's still whistling through here at Hagenauer Reserve. Less than ideal night, but still some good performances. And great to see the interstaters supporting Miles. I hope to see more of them at the Melbourne University meet, where we do hope to have electronic timing for the first time at the university meet. So Hunter and Armstrong leading the way. Murray's out wide. Whites is sitting nicely at the back there in the Western Athletics uniform, but this is one strong bunch. I can spot Alexander Angus sitting middle field there. Just sitting pretty at the moment, not getting himself in any trouble at all. Geez, solid pacing, 2:16, 2:15 perhaps going through. So the boys are moving very nicely. Looks like we've got a new leader. Might be the Bendigo University uniform potentially, and that's Matthew Buckle. Very hard to see from across here. And I think Dutton might be the other one gone to the lead at the moment too, in the red shorts of Frankston. So approaching the kilometre mark now, just on the 2:50 mark, I think, for 1K. So it is on. And it is the Bendigo University man there, and Buckle leading the way. Dutton next, Caden Murray winding up. Zach Hunter still there, Day is up there. The Mentone runner also. And that's Johnson. But gee, Buckle is looking strong. Made a very good move there. Hunter's still in the mix. Murray, the very normal figure of Caden Murray, just looming. He's getting back into a bit of form now, Caden. But it's on, and who's making the move now? It's hard to spot from here, trying to pick up that uniform. And I think it could be Scott Benedict. And what a move that is. 200 out, he's gone past Buckle. I think Murray's the next one to go as well. Sorry, no, Murray's just drifting back in again. That could be Zach Hunter. So it's on here out front. Another exciting race and a big move coming from Angus. So a race in three, I think, here. Hunter to the outside. Benedict might have run his race down the back straight, but it's Angus who's going to mount the challenge here. So Hunter has done a lot of the work early, and I think he might be rewarded for the win. Angus will come through for second. Benedict. Then we'll have Whites. Murray. On the inside there was the Melbourne University runner in Foster, and to the outside of him was Buckle. Men's G1500 next on the line in Station 1 from Nunawading, it's Matthew Venner. Station 2 from Knox is Tom Watson. Station 3 from Mentone, Alexander Gibson. Station 5 from Waverley, Raymond Jansen. Station 7 from Essendon, Max Taylor. Station 8 from Mentone, it's Charlie Rogers. Station 9 from Western Athletics, Jackson Glover. Station 10 from Box Hill, Samuel Rattray. Station 11 from Knox, Benjamin Collins. Station 12 from St Kevin's, Jack Bowen. Station 13 from Williamstown, Charlie Close. Station 14 from Wendouree, Joshua Hawkes. Station 15 from Collingwood Harriers, Ryan Blackwell. And Station 16 from Ballerine, Simon Blight. So a nice start once again here in this G1500. Top seeds are around the 4:15 mark, and that includes Rogers from Mentone and Glover from Western Athletics. So a nice pack forming as they go around the top bend the first time. Wind conditions just probably settling a little bit as predicted. It will be easing overnight. A little bit of a blustery breeze, I think, as they go down the back straight still. So Venner leads it. The young man from Nunawading. To the outside of him is the Mentone runner there in a Gibson. So Josh Hawkes out nice and wide. Collingwood runner there, Blackwell, also taking the wide path. Looks like Glover's happy to sit at the rear of field on the rails. So just tracking into the 400 metre mark now, just going through in about 68. So once again, a good opening lap. The G1500, event 28. Vanna leads the way. Gibson, next position. But it is still a very tightly packed bunch, this one. So the seeds in this over 1,500 metres, based on seed time, there's only 5 seconds between the pack. And that's exactly what we're seeing tonight. One of the beauties of Milers Club, once again, nice tight racing, good competition, and a very solid pack with boys out into lane 3 coming down to get 2 laps to go. So Ben Collins leads it, hot to the outside. The taller figure there is the Essendon runner. I think that's Max Taylor. You can just see the Williamstown uniform too in there. That's Charlie Close. He's midfield, mid-pack as they're going through it. The 800 and about 222, I think that was. So pace dropped on that lap. That's why the pack is still so big, so strong. Actually, moves are coming all over the place at the moment. I think it might be the Mentone runner Gibson now leading the way. Very hard to see as they go through the shadows of the back straight. Thanks again to all the supporters who are hanging back here. We know we go from fastest down to slowest in the 1500s. Support as we go through the lower ranks of the 1500s here from the Victorian distance community. I think Glover's gone from last to first here. So Jackson Glover going nicely. He's got Charlie Rogers with him. Also up there, Max Taylor. I think Collins is still in the mix as well. So this is going to be another big finish. One of the Box Hill boys is starting to launch onto the outside there. And that could be Rattray. The G, it is on Glover. Also Rogers. I think Rattray's in next position. Just trying to pick up on the one in 4th. Rogers makes his move. Glover going with him. I think that's Rattray in next position. It's also the Collingwood runner there too. I think that's the white uniform, and that would be Blackwell. But gee, it's on here. So Rogers, Glover really digging deep. And coming down the outside is Blight, but Glover's going to take one here for Western A's. Good finish from Blight. We also had Blackwell up there. Good run from Rattray. So another entertaining race here in the men's G 1500. With Jackson Glover, Western Athletics, taking that one out. Women's D 1500 metres. Looks like we've got 13 starters in Station 1 from Mornington Peninsula, Imogen Baker. Station 2 from St Kevin's, Cleo Richardson. Station 4 from Sandringham, Matilda Strugnall. Station 5 from Frankston, Melissa Baster. Station 6 from Williamstown, and Nisa Males. Station 7 from Box Hill, Ruby Schultz. Station 9 from Mornington Peninsula, it is Reese Fisher. Station 11, it's Annabelle Smith. Station 12 from Glen Huntley, Tanasha Santosh. Station 13 from Doncaster, Rachel White. Station 14 from Ballarat YCW, Mia Lapierre. Station 15 from Mornington Peninsula, Freya Brown. And Station 16 from Box Hill, Julie Fitt. So away cleanly here. Another good start here, the women's D 1500. So very well bunched. A bit hard to pick up the leaders. We'll wait for the home straight before we start calling the names here. So the top seeds are around the 5:02, 5:01 mark. So Rachel White from Doncaster's a 5:01. Imogen Baker, Mornington Peninsula's a 5:02. Also Cleo Richardson in the St Kevin's colours will be one to watch. She's a 5-minute runner. So is Nissa Males from Williamstown. Gee, they're out to lane 4. Wow. Baker is leading. We've also got Freya Brown up there. Santosh also there. Boy, they're wide. Still in lane 2 and 3 as they go around the top bend. So it looks like Santosh is going to lead them through the first 400 metres here. It's going to be about 80 seconds. So right on the 5-minute mark at the moment, this field. And that's about their seed times for the leaders. So about 5-minute mark they are looking at as Santosh starts to stretch the field out. So I think it might be Baker still in the mix there. Certainly be watching for Cleo Richardson to be a factor over those closing laps. Tanasha Santosh from Glen Huntley one of the top seeds at 5 minutes. She is leading the way and setting the pace here in this women's D 1500 metres. So a few changes in the top positions here. Santosh still leads. But then we have Julie Fitt starting to make her move. Cleo Richardson, as expected, starting to become a player 2 laps out. So Santosh still leading. Looks like a group of 3 now. Santosh, Fitt, Richardson. So some moves coming in the second pack. We'll try and identify them as they come round into the home straight, but it is a bunch of 3. Then it's a 20-metre gap. And we will pick up that next runner, who is moving very nicely and moving away from the second pack. But Santosh has led from about 380. Fitt is with her, so is Richardson, as they really start to wind it up now, and they'll hear that great sound of the bell. So 3:43 through the bell. We've then got Rachel White from Doncaster in next position. A few of the Mornington Peninsula girls all bunched up, and they are going quite wide there. So Esther Horton rounding the field out here for the Coburg Harriers, and the group of 3, and this is where the placings will come from. Fitt is the first one to make the move on Santosh, but Santosh is not letting her pass. This is what you love about Milers Club racing. Santosh actually responded. Made Fitt really hurt there, and Richardson's just sitting on the rails. This is going to be a top race, 200 metres out. Santosh, Fitt and Richardson. I'm not going to call this at the moment because I think it's going to be an enticing battle over 200. Fitt makes the next move. What does Santosh do? What does Richardson do? Fitt puts it down. Richardson decides to go with her. Santosh, maybe her race is run. So it's Fitt and also Richardson coming down the home straight. Santosh not done with yet. She's got the inside running, and it's Richardson. But it's also... This is great racing, Richardson and Fitt, but I think Richardson's just going to be too good. Great racing, the top 3 there. 4, all of them under 5 minutes. Duly rewarded with great races. Fantastic racing here. It looks like it will be Reese Fisher in next position. White will take the next one, and then it'll be Brown. Wow. That's what it's all about. Some great racing here. Melissa Baster coming through, wife of Stephen, the race recently retired Group A winner. And Esther Horton, let's get behind her as she rounds out the field here in the women's D. Very entertaining, 1500 metres. Men's H, 1500 metres, event number 30, and we do have 14 starters. So we're just confirming an issue with photo, and we'll see. We'll try and get this field underway as soon as possible. So we've sorted, or not? So we're just holding this race slightly, the H1500, just waiting to sort out something with photo finish.
Can you move out of the way, please? The other way, please.
So the men's H 1500 metres is ready to go. We have 14 starters. They are from Geelong Guild, alias Salt. Rangers, Max Bentley. From Glenn Huntley, Sam Lindsay. In 4 from McCarthy, Jared Zukowski. In 5 from Old Scotch, Robert Barber. In 6 Ben Warner. In 10 from Box Hill, Murray Lovis. Also from Box Hill in 11, Raymond Chan. In 12 from Knox, Daniel Malone. In 13 from Yarra Rangers, Angus Norman. In 15 in 16 from Doncaster, Benjamin Purser. Is rather rapid out front in this men's H 1500 metres. So 14 starters. Top seeds are around the 420 mark. So Robert Barber with a 421. Also Warner 422. As is Tristan Mione. So I'll just try and sort them out as they come through the first time. And that looks like a Scotch uniform. And it is Robert Barber. Ben Warner in next position. Saville Bentley sitting in the outside. Wide, running in third. Just to the outside there, I'd say that would be Stott. Or it could be Harvey Mason. One of the Geelong Guild runners will pick that up as they come through. So moving nicely through the 400 metres mark. And Robert Barber from Old Scotch leading in around 69 seconds.
I'm ready now.
So about on seed time at the moment, and Saville Bentley I think might have just taken the lead there. Just starting to push the pace, which is what we need for these mid stages of the 1500 metres. So we're here for times. We want to see some good performances. National qualifiers, a lot of the juniors are looking for those at the moment. And Milers Club is the place to do it. Just a reminder, the next meet, Tuesday, the 18th of February at Melbourne University, generally the biggest meet of the year for us, and there will be prize money in the men's and women's Victorian Championship mile. 500 for first, 300 second, 200 for third. So Alias Stott is the Geelong Guild runner in third position. Saville Bentley, Barber, also Warner up there at the moment. The next to the Yarra Rangers runners there is Angus Norman. And another reminder, Thursday the 20th of February, there will be memorial service here at Hagenauer Reserve for Graham Crouch, one of the great figures of the Box Hill Athletic Club who sadly passed away just prior to our last meet here at Box Hill. So Saville Bentley looking strong out in the lead at the moment. Barber just drifting back a little bit. And Stott, the man who's just sitting in that lovely position in second. Barber back in touch there. Daniel Malone in fourth now. Warner's next to him. And then we have Mason as they hit the bell. Now 3:15, 3:16 at the bell. And Stott starts to make his move, but Saville Bentley won't let him pass. Barber sitting in third position. Malone just challenged by Warner as they go through 300 out. So Warner's made the big move there. Not sure if Stott's got anything to answer with. Barber just sitting there with Saville Bentley. It's a lead group of four. Then it's a jump back. Could be a St Kevin's uniform there. Potentially that's Mione. But out front, Warner has made the move. But I think Stott does have the answer. So Warner still leading, but Stott is starting to really get the cadence up. It's going to be on down the home straight, as we've seen so many times tonight here at Box Hill. But I think Ben Warner might just have enough here. Good battle between Saville Bentley and Barber, but Warner takes it. Stott, Saville Bentley, Barber. And then it was Mione. Looks like Zukovsky through next, then Mason. So good running there. Looks like a Glenn Huntley uniform came through, and that's Sam Lindsay. And let's get behind Murray Lovis finishing out here, the men's H 1500. The final women's event of the night, the women's E1500, and we have a full field of 15, and they are Piper Gay in 1, Ava Gluzniak from Box Hill in 2, from Box Hill, Tiana Postons in 3, from St Stephen's, Claire Beaton-Wells in 4, Ruby Turner from Melbourne Uni in 5, Amy Herbert from Knox in 6, in 7 from Yarra Rangers, Bonnie Morris in 8, from Athletics Chilwell, Jasmine O'Reilly in 9, also from Chilwell, Justine White in 10, from Box Hill, Molly Tozer in 11 from Wodonga, Eden Hill. In 12 from Waverley, it's Ashlyn Jansen. In 13 from Knox, Darcy Roberts. In 14 from Casey Gadinio, Joanne Pratt. And in 15 from Essendon, it's Carolina Zhekovska. So a good start here as they start to establish position, and I dare say it's the smallest runner in the field has taken the lead position. I can't pick who that is at the moment. 15 in the field. Yeah, we'll try and identify them. And gee, a bit of a move taking place after 100 metres there. Let's see if that pace can continue. So one of the girls has really streeted out, but a nice bunch just forming as well, and that's potentially where we're going to see some good times coming through. So top seeds are around the 5:20 mark, and that includes Claire Beaton-Wells from St Stephen's, also Molly Tozer, Box Hill, and it's one of our Knox runners here. I think that's Darcy Roberts, the walker. She's really bolted out to a big lead here. In second position, we have got Piper Gay, and then the bunch are starting to move. It's a bit like the peloton now, as Piper Gay's been gobbled up, but Darcy Roberts still leading by about 30 metres as she goes through the 400 in about 66 seconds. So a rapid pace there for Darcy Roberts, leading the way here. Now women's E1500, event number 31. So rounding by the water jump, Darcy Roberts, more known for her race walking than 1500 metre running, but this is obviously a really good hit out and a good part of her season planning, being here at Milers Club. So Roberts still leading, got about 25 metres. And the chasers are starting to do their job. So Tiana Postons, also Carolina Zhekovska. Joanne Pratt just starting to make her way through the middle of the pack there. As we look down the back straight, and Darcy Roberts, probably hard to be headed off from that position. Carolina Zhekovska from Essendon is certainly leading the charge, but the gap now probably about 35 metres. Tiana Postons from Box Hill in third position. Piper Gay just holding on beautifully there in fourth. One of the younger runners in this field, in fact is the youngest. There's Darcy Roberts just doing it nice and gently out front here, leading by about 40 metres. And she does come down to hear the sound of the bell. So Roberts, 3:43 at the bell. Zhekovska really looking good and moving beautifully. She comes through to also get the bell. Gap then to Postons. Pratt on the inside. You've also got Beaton-Wells in there. Jasmine O'Reilly moving well. Molly Tozer in the next position for Box Hill, but down the back straight. Gee, there could be a challenge here. I think Carolina Zhekovska from Essendon is probably bridging the gap, but it's too much now. 200 metres out. I can't see that being beaten. So it is Darcy Roberts leading all the way here. She's got a gap now, probably about 45 metres. Coming through the bend the last time. Time check 4:40. So Roberts has come in with a seed time of 5:25. Will be well and truly ahead of that as she comes through at about into the last 100 and really starting to stride it out. So Darcy Roberts will take this one out well ahead of seed time. So the time check now just over 5 minutes. So be well under the 5:25 here, stopping the clock around the 5:05 mark. So Darcy Roberts takes it. Tchaikovska from Essendon, she'll be in next position. Looks like Beaton Wells has had a nice finish too, so she'll come through right on the 5:20 mark. Then Postons, great run there from Piper Gay. Then Pratt, Tozer in next. Morelli is through. White's just finishing now. So Bonnie Morris next to finish. And rounding out the field, we'll have Ashlyn Jansen from Waverley. Event number 32 is the men's I 1500 metres in Station 1 from Knox, it's Bradley Hall. Station 2 from Williamstown, Joshua Grobbelaar. Station 3 from Knox, Harvey Anderson. Station 4 from Yarra Rangers, it's James Anderson. Station 5 from Diamond Valley, Flynn Connolly. Station 6 from Mornington Peninsula, Brodie Atchison. In Station 7 we have Jacob McKee. Station 9 from Western Athletics, Abdulaziz Haji Ali. In Station 10, we welcome back to Milers Club from Western Athletics, Brandon Muscat. In Station 11 from Glen Huntley, Michael Moore. Station 12 from Western Athletics, Thomas Glover. Station 13 from Chilwell, Hamish Dobie. Station 15 from Western Athletics, Bradley Ganley. And in Station 16 from Glen Huntley, Tony Russo. So good clean start here to the I, 1500 metres. Top seeds around 4:30, and that includes Hall, Grobbelaar, also Anderson, James, that is, from Yarra Rangers. Michael Moore, also around that mark, so is Hamish Dobie from Chilwell. So nicely bunched here. One of the Knox runners leading the way, and that's our seed 1, Bradley Hall. Long legs there of Thomas Glover just coming around to the outside and taking the lead. So Glover, Hall from Williamstown, that's Grobbelaar in next position. He's also got Haji Ali starting to make himself known up near the front as well. So the wind just dropping a little bit more now. Conditions actually quite favourable. So let's see if we can get some sub 430s out of these boys. The nice long line of 1500 metre runners there. There are 14 of them in a row. So Glover Leading the way for Western A's. Hall still on the inside there. Haji Ali up there. Hamish Dobie up there. Glenn Huntley runner Michael Moore also in the picture. So through 800 in 2:22. So that's sub 4:30 pace. Russo starting to make a little bit of a move too. So he's latched onto that lead bunch. And then the pace goes off a little bit. Come on, let's get the momentum moving. I think I can see Brandon Muscat making a move too. Let's see if Brandon can wind his way through to that lead pack. Currently with Glover in the front, the two Western A's boys. Bradley Hall also up there from Knox. Dobie from Chilwell. Great to see all the Geelong runners back here. Also the Ballarat and Bendigo runners making their way here tonight to Milers Club. Haji Ali's going into the lead at the bell. Gee, this is going to be pretty sharp. I reckon they're going to be well under the 4:30 mark, a lot of these runners. And let's get behind Brody Atchison. He's one of the youngest runners in the field. Got bumped into this field from the previous race. So that's a big ask to put him up. But handling it very well. And look out front. It is the Western A's boys. But I think we might have one of the Glenn Huntley runners starting to move in, and that would be Moore. So Glover takes over again. Haji Ali seems to be done with now. But the race is on. It's a race in two. And I think that is Glover and Moore coming into the home straight. So Glover still looking strong, controlling the pace, controlling the race, but to the outside now. It looks like Michael Moore, but it will be Glover take it. Great run from Moore though, 4:20. Some great running. Haji Ali's still there. Bradley Hall still in it. Some great times running this race. Grobbelaar up there. Looks like Dobie was happy with that time. So lots of sub 4:30s. One of the more impressive races of the night actually, with lots of PBs. Let's get behind Brody Atchison though. As I said, bumped up last minute into this race. And he's run a really good time there. 4:47 will stop the clock. So our penultimate race of the night is the men's J 1500 metres. And there are 13 starters, and they are in Station 1 representing Mentone, Jay Bosanquet. Station 2 from Mornington Peninsula, Oliver Pratt. Station 3 from St Kevin's, Samuel Scroggy. Station 4 representing Coburg Harriers, Javier Tabbitt. Station 5 from Glen Huntley, Will Orchard. Station 6 from South Melbourne, Ross Pentland. Station 8 from Mentone, Edward Gibson. Station 10 from Deakin, Robert Jones. And Station 11, Joshua Carlin. Station 12, Kalan Luong. Station 14, Hudson Bucci from Mentone. Station 15 from Box Hill, Harry Chen. Station 16 from Old Scotch, Harrison Carr. So 440 is the top seed for this one. And that is Oliver Pratt in Station 2. And once again, a nice solid start. The boys aren't mucking around at all. A good opening 100 metres has got the field slightly spread as they sort of duel for the lead and who's going to settle into the pace. So let's pick them up as they come down. Trying to spot uniforms that could be Box Hill. We'll see as they come down. Tabit from Coburg is certainly up there. And it is Luong leading the way. Hudson Bucci. So Luong, Tabit, Bucci. Could be Bosun K in next position. So Tabit now clearly in front. Luong just starting to drift back, now being passed. So once again, let's get behind our runners here in all the events as we approach the 10 o'clock mark. Another busy program here of milers. As you see, Yavia Tabit leading his way, just looking very solid out front. And it is Jay Bosanquet in next position. Then Oliver Pratt, Luong. Pentland starting to make his move. The runner from St Kevin's there is Samuel Scroggy. The Tabit out by about maybe 15 to 20 metres now. Bosanquet pretty fresh to racing. He's going through the 800 metre mark now at about 2:26. Looks like the smaller figure there, Oliver Pratt, sitting pretty. Pentland starting to make his move and going past Luong. So 600 to go for Tabit. We'll get a fix on his times. He comes through at the 1K mark. For a 4:30, we'd be looking at 3 minutes. And he'll be probably just a little bit shy of that as he goes past the water jump. 3 minutes approaching now. So still on about target for around the 4:40 mark. So it's Tabit, Bosanquet, Pratt, Pentland, Luong, Scroggy. So approaching the bell now. And Tabit's still leading, striding out nicely. Bosanquet in next position. Then Tabit, Pentland looking strong. Luong. Then we've got Bucci. Jones still going nicely, Robert Jones. The rear of the field, we've got Carlin looking good. But out front, it's all Tabit. I can't see him being headed from this position. So 250 out. So Bosanquet still in second, Pratt, Pentland. We've then got Scroggy in next position. Coming down out of the shadows now. Javier Tabit. He will take victory here in the men's J 1500 metres. Seed time of 4:45. He'll be well and truly. This is a great run. We're going to see just over 4:30, so massive PB here for Tabit. So 4:31 unofficial. That's a good time. Bosanquet will be happy with this. Head down, guts it out, and he'll be right on the 4:40 mark. Then we'll have Pratt, and then Pentland. Hudson Bucci next through. Scroggy, Robbie Jones through. Luong. And also there, Will Orchard. Edward Gibson coming through. Then we've got Harry Chen. Good run there from Carlin. And also, there's a Scotch runner. So Harrison Carr rounds out the field there. In our second last race of the night, the men's J 1500. So once again, really good to see that our AV officials and the Victorian Milers Club committee have really put together another timely meet. The gun will fire before 10 o'clock. So right on time as usual for Milers Club as we announce the field for the final event, which is the men's K 1500 metres. We have 13 starters. In Station 1, representing Glen Huntly, Scott Orchard. Station 2 from Doncaster, Josiah Backer. Station 3, it is David Alexander. Station 4 from Williamstown, Angus Thomas. Station 6, it's Jasper Gay. Station 7, Isaac Sontag. Station 8 from Wodonga, Flynn Hill. Station 9 from Doncaster, Cameron Noonan. Station 10 from, it's an unattached runner in Daniel Potkin. Station 11, it's also unattached, it's Matthew Morrison. Station 12 from Knox, Charles De Castella. Station 13 from Mornington Peninsula, Will Pratt. And Station 17, Aidan Marasco. So underway, the last race of the night, event 34 of 34, the men's K 1500 metres. And it's on out front. The pace is definitely on, and it is one of our younger runners taking it up. Could be either Jasper Gay or maybe Isaac Sontag, but we will fix that up as they come around and we spot those hip numbers. So our lead runner coming through, and that is Charles De Castella. Also got Will Pratt. Jasper Gay is up there. Scotty Orchard hanging around the rear of the field. And I think I know his mate there. Trying to fly under the radar there is David Alexander, who is a former Victorian 10,000 metre champion. So De Castella, famous name, son of Nick, I believe, of the De Castella clan. So moving nicely out front with Pratt. So Pratt just moving, edging his way into the lead now. So De Castella be wise just to get the sit here. A couple of the younger boys, including Jasper Gay, in taking up the next positions. As Will Pratt does look very strong. De Castella just sitting there. So it looks like Mitchell Graham might have inserted himself into the field. Good to see Flynn Hill still going. This might be his second race for the night too, so great to see some representation from Wodonga. So Flynn and his sister Eden here tonight, wearing proudly the Wodonga colours and possibly off to the country champs down at Geelong this weekend at Landy Field starting on Saturday. So big weekend of athletics down at Landy Field for our country clubs. The 3-day Australia Day Carnival of the Country Championships. So not much change out front. And it's De Castella quite happy to sit there with Pratt. So Pratt, De Castella. Trying to pick up third place there. Good move here. And that is from David Alexander. This guy knows how to race. Doing a lot of ultras these days, but David Alexander's starting to really wind it up. De Castella's now taking the lead. So Scotty Orchard coming through. Aidan Marasco with him. And then we have Jasper Gay, one of the youngest members of the field. And we've also got Isaac Sontag, 1 lap to go. So out front, it is De Castella and Alexander. Pratt not done with yet though. I think it might be Backer is out there. So he's sort of midfield at the moment. As the very experienced David Alexander comes in to take out our final event of the night here at Milers Club 3. As I said, this guy knows how to win a race. He is a former Victorian 10,000 or 10-kilometre track champion. It's not over yet, Dave. Push it through. He makes it 4:51. De Castella, he'll take second place. Great running from Pratt. Then we had Cameron Noonan, also Morrison getting through just on the 5-minute mark. Flynn Hill coming through. Nice running there. Angus Thomas from Williamstown. Scotty Orchard gets those big legs wound up, and what a run there. 5:15 for Orchard. Backer through next. And then we've got Marasco. Also, Jasper Gay. And let's get through behind our final finisher for tonight, and that's Isaac Sontag. So great running here. He'll round out the field and finish off Milers Club number 3. 5:37 or 5:38 unofficial there for Sontag. So that wraps up a very busy program. Remember, next meet, 18th of February, Melbourne University. Let's pray for some warm weather and some good conditions at the uni. 800 metres and miles. Entries are open on the AV portal. Once again, a big thank you to the Box Hill Athletic Club for hosting us here. Big thank you to the AV officials who've been here all night long. And a big thank you to the athletes, the coaches and the families who have come out to Box Hill to support another big, big night in Victorian middle distance running.